and in between, how are you doing? I know when you see my face, you're always ready for some tea on what some of your favorite celebs are out here doing, but no, today there's no tea whatsoever. Feel free to return those caps back to the drawers. Today the conversation is going to be really different because it's an uncomfortable conversation, but a conversation that we need to have. Now, there's a global pandemic. I know we've been in it for quite a couple of months now, but also there's another pandemic that we need to take seriously. Rape cases have taken a new level of high. No, seriously speaking, over 5,000 cases have been reported since COVID, and those are reported cases. Let's not even start talking about those that have not been reported yet. Let's not start talking about other countries in Africa. I'm talking South Africa, I'm talking Nigeria, in every other country. It's really unsafe to be a girl right now. And with all due respect, we respect the fact that boys somewhere are also going through this. But today you will allow us to speak about this in the light of the women, following the story of Vesh, a 23-year-old who was raped, and she succumbed to death after suffering serious complications, including spine injury. By the time her spine is breaking, can you imagine what was going on? I'm pretty sure most of you have seen the hashtag justice for Vesh, and we're still trying to fight for her justice, because I mean, we cannot normalize this. We cannot say too bad, it happened. On my panel today, I am joined by Brenda Jones, one person who makes us laugh so much on social media. And I always say, everyone who's a comedian, especially in this time, we need to reserve them as a national treasure, because man, life is hard. Life is hard. Brenda Jones, Rono, Majimbo, all of you, you're a national treasure. You're making us happy.
Thank you.
Life is hard.
Yeah, really.
But why she's here today is because she is, I think, the one person that really brought this story to everyone's attention using her platform. Of course, she has a very big following, and she also has a foundation that helps people who have gone through rape. Also, I have a man, gender equality, ladies and gents, Ben Ali, a music producer, a talented master when it comes to music business, but also he has a session called Vibe na Ben Ali, where people talk to him about things that they go through as upcoming artists. Nisipofanya vitu fulani na producer, hiyo song yangu haitapliwa. Naweza imagine. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
And Brenda, good job. If it was not for you, I don't think this story would have circulated this much.
True.
Alright? So I'm going to throw in the question, why did you feel the need to really take this on a personal basis and shed so much light on it?
I think this began way before I was even known, because this to me is personal. It's not just a story, not just a platform I use. It's personal to me because I'm a rape victim as well. But in the foundation, Brenda's Foundation, we call ourselves rape warriors, not victims, because we believe we've conquered and we're stronger now. So 4 times raped my relatives and friends. So I decided to start Brenda's Foundation because I didn't want any other woman to go through what I have gone through. I didn't want any other person to not get justice for what was done to them, because I never got my justice. So I felt me fighting for Vesh was, at first it was like, it was personal, until I felt, no, see mimi peke yangu. There's so many chicks out there who've not gotten the justice they deserve. So that's why I decided to let me just put this in the light and let's fight for this person. As we fight for Vesh, we are fighting for every other Kachile out there who doesn't have the justice they deserve.
Right.
Yeah.
When someone sees you and sees all the light you bring on social media, it's so hard to believe that you've actually gone through such an inhuman act. How old were you when your experiences were happening?
5, 12, 19 last year.
Last year?
By a boyfriend.
A boyfriend? When you say a boyfriend, I think people might get it twisted. Can your boyfriend rape you? I mean,
Your husband can even rape you.
right.
They
So help
even-
us understand the cycle of someone who's your husband and also your boyfriend raping you, because you know, I mean, the mentality is if I'm your boyfriend or your husband, then we can always do the deed.
That's
right. So at what, how does it now transfer to my boyfriend raping?
entitlement. When we become entitled, and that's wrong. Even if I'm married to you, you're not entitled to my body. That's what you are saying. Because let me give an example of Vesh. This guy bought her chupa mbili za wine. Akamba yasijui maji. We calculated it was like 1,400. We were like, did she deserve to die for 1,400? We even said, even if you bought me Discovery 90, whether you built me for 55 houses, you don't have the right. You are not entitled to my body. That's when our consent comes in.
Alright.
So yeah, that's where when I say my boyfriend, I mean he felt entitled.
Yes.
So that is wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Benali.
Yes.
You're a man, you're a music producer. Of course, you know, handling music is something different. At what point did you feel like, you know what, let's start Vibe na Benali and listen to these upcoming artists who daily are going through sexual harassment and they almost have no choice. They're giving in because wako zile za nisipofanya hii manzi, I won't become an artist. Sani do.
You know, the reason why Vibe na Benali was born was because I'm a producer. I love discovering talent. So I go out there, I find a nice young talented lady, I say, okay, wow, let me bring this one to the industry. I produce the content, we shoot the video, now we take her to the media. The presenter or a manager or someone who is a gatekeeper instantly sees this lady and they're like, boss. So you find that they'd rather sleep with you first and play your content, or you bribe them and they play your content. And then now the challenge now started whereby if you release an audio, if you send to the DJs, for example, unatumia a DJ kwa TV, niaje bro, kuna msichana, please listen to her content. And then after they listen to the content, their first thing is, huyo msichana nakaaje, akona shape, akona dimples, macho zake zinakaaje, is she sexy, and that's a misconception. Each and every time you send out content, it's not about how talented the girl is, it's about what can we get from the girl. And each time I would bring an artist from 2012, 2013, they come in, msichana napotea. I discover another talent, I bring another girl into the industry, they disappear. So I would, ilikuwa inanisumbua, like, why are they, mbona wana disappear? Unaleta msichana, kidogo amedanganywa, nitakupeleka kwa bonga la jalas, you only need to come home, you know how it goes. And each and every time, msichana anaingia, 6 months, tumepanga content, amepotea. Amepotea. And then at the end of the day, when I started now following up, because now it was already too much for me, and then anza kusikia, oh, you know, this DJ DM'd me, this one happened. My favorite story is a girl called Prishon. Prishon was, I discovered her talent, like, I was so happy. I had never been so happy. And then, after we released her content out there, she got played. The people were so happy with her talent. And then, a particular presenter was, like, on her case. You know, saa 4 usiku mtu anakupigia, saa 5 usiku mtu anakupigia. And then when she was like, hey, my friend, I don't want this. You know, like, it's very inappropriate to be calling me at 11. From that time she said, I don't like. Mpaka leo, she has never been played in that TV station. So what do you do? I'm Benali, I don't have $1 billion shillings to come and fight for them. So I created a platform, let's talk, let me hear it. And there are stories that broke my heart.
For how long have you had this session?
For Vibe na Benali. We've done like, I did for 3 months. And then the stories were overwhelming because people were calling me like, we want names, we want to know who, and then I'm like, it's a bit too strong because people want to know. We want to hold these people accountable. And me on the other hand, I feel like I'm not ready to fight that battle. But I can tell you like 98% of Kenyan female artists will not make it.
So it's at this particular moment, I think it's safe to say that when you're a male artist, your chances of making it in the industry are higher than if you're a female. Because I'm not sure if you present a male artist, they won't ask you so much about is he sexy, is he good?
Yeah, if you present a male artist, the only thing they want is a bride. Most of the time, that's what a DJ or a presenter would want is, you pay 5,000, I put him on rotation. But you see,
5,000 is doable.
Yeah, nitoe hiyo tu tukucheze. But then you realize that you'll release a lady, let's say in February, and you release a guy in February, but the guy will make it before the girl.
Alright.
While even you are giving them the same support.
Alright.
Yeah.
Brenda Jones, I'm pretty sure because of how much she was involved with the story, you could see the comments on social media. It was a very emotive conversations because different people felt different things for different reasons. But clearly, I mean, if we are going to fight rape, then there's a mentality that clearly needs to go away, because you find someone saying, no, this lady is what you wear is the reason as to why you're right. Oh, you girls are so loose and desperate. Case in point, one of the most followed media personalities, Shafi Reru, on the Breakfast Show, went ahead to say, make reference to one of the girls who has ever been in such an incident. And of course she said no, and she ended up being thrown over a balcony. And now she's, of course, there's a problem with the legs. And Shafi Reru made it look like
She was desperate.
you was desperate. That's why you girls are going through this. You're loose. You know, and the comment section was a bit very like, you cannot make the victim feel like they deserved it. The problem is the rapist. And I'm going to read some of the comments that actually were on social media as this story popped up, and then maybe we can see what exactly is the issue. Are we just not understanding that?
Victim blaming.
Yeah. So one person here says, you put a man in a room full of women and he is excited. And you put a woman in a full room full of men and she's terrified.
Unfortunately.
But we have made it normal, like it's okay to be terrified without understanding that there is a problem that you're terrified, right? And then there's somebody else who said, and this is in reference to Vesh, she deserved it. Angekuwa ni mimi nimemkatia angenikataa. It should be a lesson to all dependent ladies. Stop going for dates that are past your caliber. I thought Sharon Otieno was a lesson. I doubt if it was rape. Maybe the girl just couldn't withstand the man's genitals. And then Rabera here on Twitter says, it's not what I wear or where I am or who I hang out with. Buying me a drink is not a consent. This is not the reason for rape. Rapists are the reason for rape. Just because I'm in a short skirt doesn't mean I'm asking for rape.
True.
What do you think about those comments? Do you think we are getting it all wrong?
I think most people are, because I also read one that said Vesh took herself to get raped. Mbona alikubali drinks? Mbona alienda kwa club? And I asked a question, kwani club ni za kina nani? Ni za wanaume peke yake? Chicks are not supposed to go to clubs, that's the question. So I'm not supposed to wear something because it will turn a man on. You see, that's where it goes back to the man. If he loves seeing a cleavage, then why? How does that concern you? That's your fetish, not me. So if you feel like you should fulfill your fetish with me, I believe you're the same one. That's where now the victim blaming things even comes in, because I also blamed so many times. Ati mbona ulikuwa umefanya hivyo? And I asked the Mombasa guy who was raping a 2-year-old. Anamtoa mpaka diaper. Okay, did she take herself? A 2-year-old, honestly. What turns you on in a lady in a buibui that you should address her and rape her? It doesn't make any sense. So I think guys are getting it all wrong, because rape is not the victim, rape is the rapist. Ni wewe uko na shida, si mwenye amerepiwa ako na shida. It is you. Yeah. So I feel like when guys write things like ati she took herself, ati mbona alikubali drinks. If I ask you today, alikubali drinks leo? Do I have a bad motive? Do I have
Ni form.
Form. Imagine someone says that she could not withstand the genitals. Spine ilitokea wapi kwa genitals?
Uliacha kila mahali ukaenda kuvunja spine.
Spine 3 times. How? How? It doesn't make any sense when someone
So that you
says
can also tell that she was really resisting, like she was really, it was really violent.
umemkunja aje mpaka unavunja spine? That's the question. It doesn't make any sense. Imagine the only child to a single mom, and then she's gone, and people can still talk things like that.
Yeah. Forgetting that, you see, a rape victim is not just a victim, but you see, her body remains the crime scene forever. So the more you say certain things, you forget her body is the crime scene. Like every time, you know, so it doesn't go away for her. I'm going to ask you something, Benali. I think men are really, for the longest time, or rather, I mean, it's just recently that we are all about gender equality. Women are also sitting in the boardrooms. We are cutting the checks. We are also directing. We are also head of the families. But for the longest time, it's always been the man is the head. There's so much power given to the man. The man has always been, you know, you have power, authority, you direct, you command. Do you think sometimes maybe this too much power makes you also feel like it's also on us, like you own us? We have given you so much power. We have really let you lead to a point where, I mean, yeah, I'm the powerful one, you're the neck, I'm the head. So I say left, we all turn left. And if you don't turn left, I'll make you turn left. That's one. Number two, I mean, men are chasers, that's what we say. But squeezy wasichana Nairobi ni nani? They're also chasers. But, you know, men are the chasers.
Yes.
You know, it's, for me, I like it like that. I like it when the man is doing the chasing because, you know. Do you think you've also learned so much on how to chase a woman and how to entice a woman and how to make a woman feel like you are the man, but we have forgotten to shed light on what if this woman you're chasing doesn't want you? How do you deal with a no? I'm sorry, thank you, you have money, you look good, you're nice, but I don't want you. How does a man deal with that? Because, you know.
I think we have to accept that there is a different flow of information currently in the society that we are living in. Because back then in kwetu Shago or Jalango, if you dared to rape a woman, you'd be castrated, you know. And somehow, yes, some people would get away with it, but before all the flow of different information, different societies and everything, this we are meeting everyone with ideologies and everything. So at the end of the day, most of the men today cannot process and sieve the information they get online. So you would watch a movie and think that that's how life is supposed to be. You watch Friends with Benefits and you are like, wow, now this is life. But at the end of the day, that's not Africa. There is the way we were. There is the way we have been. We've been good men. We have different cultures. Yes, I can't refute that. There are some cultures that should be done and dealt with. But there is a way that I saw my grandfather treat his wife, and I would at any point want my wife to see me the same way she saw my grandfather. So it's about the examples that we put. We have broken young people who today never learn how to ride a bicycle on their own. There has never been a father figure throughout their lives. We are dealing with people who have pain. And Akuona even a makeup and he's so hard, you know. They're just people who will see you in Yaruna Kapoa in a muuma, you know. And that kind of mentality is wrong. And the information that these people get, if you are a man who is strong enough to be able to sieve information, you will know how to treat a woman with respect. So as powerful as a man can be, strength, you know, all these things, but all the stories I've read, most men who made it to the top have been helped by a woman. If I look at people like Barack Obama, their foundation has been the woman. The woman has been consistent in their story. So it's not about until we've been powerful and anything. A man who is who has a very, very intelligent woman will always be successful if he's able to respect that woman in their lives. That's why even they say behind a successful man, there is a woman. It could be the wife, it could be the mother, but most of the time, that's how it goes. So, coming to your second point about madem kukufuata. Men, I think a lot of men struggle with rejection. Msichana akikuambia inauma, like ukweli, like to be honest, mimi nishaikatia msichana, nilikuwa nimemkufia, akaniambia, hey my friend, you know, you are a nice man, but like I was really hurt, I actually cried, but after a week I walked it off like a man. I walked it off. So I don't think that because she said no now, I need to wait for her at a corner. Now that's a cycle. You don't need to wait for a woman at a corner. You have a problem if you see a woman and the first thing you see is her sexuality. You need to see a woman for her being a human being and someone who deserves to be respected as they are.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I think we need to set good example for the young guys. I think they're also lacking in the whole role modeling. Who are we looking up to? And like you said, also the content we're watching. When you said friends with benefits, I was like, yeah. When you see that and then you also want to force that. Yeah. Okay, crazy much. All right, and while doing some of my interactions with people online, there's a guy who said, Valeta Chankshu, Katia Mdem sa zingine ni ngumu. So mu prefer to take advantage ka kwa drinks. So as na prefer kumkatia ka kwa drinks. Because itakuwa easy ku. I was like, okay, where are we going with this line of thought? Because in his mind, he's very confident that me, I can't hit on this chili when she's sober. So let me use an easier route. I get her drinks. Ntamkatia, of course, there she's not really judging the situation in a sober mind. And even if they end up getting intimate in the sexual intercourse, you took advantage of her.
Because I think sex is overrated. We think Nairobi, but I think it's not as funny as it sounds when you say Nairobi. You know, it's to normalize sex sana mpaka ni kitu ya kawaida si Nairobi. So and I saw someone mtu akasema, you guys are having sex and blaming it on Nairobi.
Nairobi is not the cheater, you are the
it's you.
You
are the wrong one.
Yeah.
It's not about Nairobi, it's you. And I think I saw someone who wrote something today. I can't remember what they wrote, but I felt very, very hurt. Because every time I hear rape, it brings back every moment that you've gone through. And that chick wakes up in the morning and thinks, I'll make their drinks, that was rape. Because rape is enough consent. I'm looking for the word consent. Yes, consent, yeah. Because yesterday I told someone, consent is not what you're feeling as the guy. Consent is what I'm saying. It's the no. That no is consent. That yes is consent. So it's not wewe kumbao, ni mimi kusema no. Yeah.
Alright. I'll throw this to you, Brenda. Having been a victim of rape and you're here still standing, doing you, and also trying to help people who are going through the same situation. I mean, you're doing well for yourself, and I'm trying to even see how you can pull yourself out of it and stand this strong. But for somebody else who's watching at home, probably a victim, or they know somebody else who's a real victim, and they're still trying to find the light. What do you advise they can try to help them slowly? I know it's a process and it could take years. What can they do to slowly get back into themselves, build their esteem back again, be open and not really struggle with the trauma? Because I know some can't even stand being next to a man after that experience. So what are some of the things that you did and also you could advise somebody else to do, considering you also run a foundation on the same?
I think strength is what people see. You don't know the pain that's behind the curtains, the pain that comes at night when you're alone, you know. You can't say there's a point you get and you never struggle with the trauma. This thing is lifetime. You will carry it to the end of time. I think it's like just like death. It never really goes away. You just learn to live with the fact that that person is gone. The same way you have to learn to live that with the fact that yes, it happened. I accept. and that's the process of healing. The first process of healing is accepting. It happened, sina choice. It's either ni dedi ama ni organizing. So I think for me, before I got to accept therapy, I had faced it all. I don't know if you can, this is visible. These are scars
you
of.
tried to cut yourself.
Used to, and then I didn't. I used to cut.
What was this? You were using a razor, a
Yes,
knife?
yes, a blade.
Oh.
Completely. So you see, people find comfort in different things. That people who will get into drugs extremely, the guys who will become crazy, the people who will use their pain and depression to hurt other people. That's why when I said we can't really blame rapists at the mental issues, because most of us have mental issues, but we've not used our mental issues to hurt other people. You see, it's what you, it's how you use your, what do you turn your pain into? For me, I turn my pain into power to help other people, because I was cutting my hand. I saw that people, I could get videos of people cutting their hands. I have victims we work with at Brenda Foundation. You see their scars, you're like, oh my God, no. You see, so I think I went to therapy a few times after my friends encouraged me, but I would listen to her and I think, what are you telling me? Me, I'm fine. Tell me niko sawa, me niko committed, me chekesha watu, me niko sawa. But then when I go home and it hits me, I break down. So one day I walked into therapy. I told her I need help. I don't know with what, but I'm not okay. Because a whole day I'm smiling, I'm very joyful, very bubbly. So the whole day I'm smiling, I'm making jokes, I'm happy. But then when I get home, I feel like I'm taking off a mask, because that was not me. That was not the real me. Oh, that's a person I want to be. You see, so I had to go through therapy. I had to talk to my family about it. I finally had to open up to my family, and they were like, at this point, what I do, I had to accept, you know what, uncle yangu alifanya hivi, chali yangu alifanya hivi, mtu fulani alifanya hivi, ni sawa. It happened, where do I start now? Healing, therapy. And the best thing about Brenda Foundation is we do therapy for free. We don't charge you anything, yeah? So I think the best thing is, if someone is out there and they feel they need someone to talk to, we're definitely here. We have a Facebook page and Instagram page. Please DM us, talk to us. We'll get you a therapist who will work with you. We have over 50 girls now, 13 are reformed, the rest are still going through therapy, and it's a beautiful thing. But the most painful part is getting cases now every single day. Every single day we have a case. But it's okay, it's overwhelming. Our therapists are like, we just need a break, but wanajitolea.
Yeah. All right. Benali, being in the music business, a lot of upcoming artists are watching you right now.
Yes.
Right? And I mean, we're living in an era where we cannot really guarantee a lot of government jobs. So you're trying to use your creative skill to try and do something for yourself. Like this, now more than ever, you're trying to find what is my talent and skill. Let me see what I can make out of it. So definitely there's going to be a lot of people joining the music industry and just the creatives in general. Yeah, what advice do you have for them, especially when this is the situation that already they're thinking, is this what I have to deal with?
Currently, I'm training 5 girls. Currently, I decided, okay, change is not going to happen in a day. Rome was not built in a day. So I decided, let me pick 2 editors, 2 producers, and 1 director. So I said I'll start with that. But if you are a girl, you are 18, 19, and you want to pursue music in the Kenyan industry, if your brother, your mother, or your uncle is not the one who is supporting you 24/7 in whatever you are doing, wachana naye. You are going to get hurt. You are going to get promises of how someone is going to make you a superstar and how someone is going to build your dream. And at the end of the day, you are going to be in a situation whereby it's going to be very bad for you, because number one, if you are going to a studio without someone, don't go if you are a lady. Because when I was doing even an interview with Maureen from Elani, herself with that power, you know, Maureen Elani is a powerful woman. with all that power, there are studios she cannot walk into. You know, there are people like Laura Karwirwa. These are very amazing artists. There are studios they cannot walk into, so they choose to work with the B producers. You know, there's the A list and there's the B list. So you reach a point whereby you don't want the A list. You have to go with the B list. So I still feel like if you are a young woman or if your daughter tells you that, hi dad, my music, I want to pursue my music, be there with her all the way. Akienda interview, akipigiwa simu, whatever, just make sure that you are there with them from the start to the end. But if you are a young girl, you feel like, oh, I'm talented, I'm gonna do this alone, probably do Instagram. Do Instagram, play your guitar, do Instagram, you build your numbers. But if you want to go to studios, you want to go to shoot, you want to go for interviews, go with someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Finally, as a wind up, Brenda Jones, your foundation is something close to heart, and I'm pretty sure there are so many people who are wondering how can we support you, especially since the therapy you're doing is for free. Now, for anyone who's watching, myself, my team, and also because there's an overwhelming number of cases, how can we be of help to your foundation? At the back of the huko nyuma tu, chini ya maji, but I mean, it's something noble and it's something necessary. And if we are going to try and deal with the situation, we might as well support institutions like this that are put there for women who have gone through this. So I'm just wondering, a quick one, how can we be of help? How can we support you?
I think I've had people who've come through for us so many times. We have rescued so many girls. We have a girl who gave birth 4 months ago. Luckily, there was a baby girl, so she was named after me.
Oh, really?
Yes, a 12-year-old we rescued. Yeah, so she got a
Oh,
baby.
so cute.
Yeah, so we still need things like clothes for those people. Sometimes I tip my therapist here and there,
Okay.
just to appreciate them.
Okay.
So just chip in anywhere you can, just to
Alright.
appreciate our people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming through. I am so excited. You are such a warrior. Thank you for sharing your story so confidently. I'm pretty sure there's a girl somewhere who's looking at you and being like, you know, if she did it, I'll do it as well. Benali, thank you so much for using your power as a music producer, not to take advantage of these girls, but to kind of give them some sort of direction. Because this music business, yo. Ladies and gents, and every other person who's watching from back at home, I hope this conversation was helpful. We need to protect the woman. We have to take care of the woman. She's your mother, she's your sister, she's your girlfriend, she's a wife, she's your friend. It has nothing to do with the drink, by the way. We have to do better. I need to feel safe in a room full of men. I need to know I'll get home safe in a taxi that's being driven by a man late at night. I need to feel safe going on an assignment with a man. I need to feel safe in the club, in my nice dress. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you and your self-control. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll tell you about Drake and every other person later. Today we had serious business to handle. That's it from the Hot Topic Central. My name is Violet Sangina. I'll see you all later in the week. Ciao.